Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter number 3, Taro's Reward. So, all of you follow your book. Before you read, this is a story about a thoughtful and loving son.
Loving son.
He works hard to fulfill his parents'
He was glad to fill his parents'
wishes and get some unexpected help.
wishes and get some unexpected help.
A young woodcutter named Taro
A young woodcutter named Taru
lived with his mother and father
lived with his mother and father
on a lonely hillside.
on a lonely hillside.
All day long he chopped wood
All day long he chopped wood
in the forest.
in the forest.
Though he worked very hard,
Though he worked very hard,
he earned very little money.
he earned very little money.
This made him sad,
This made him sad,
for he was a thoughtful son
for he was a thoughtful son
and wanted to give his old parents
and wanted to give his old parents
everything they needed.
everything they needed.
One evening,
One evening,
when Taro and his parents
when Taro and his parents
were sitting in a corner of their hut,
were sitting in a corner of their hut,
a strong wind began to blow.
a strong wind began to blow.
It whistled
It whistled
through the cracks of the hut,
through the cracks of the hut,
and everyone felt very cold.
and everyone felt very cold.
Suddenly, Taro's father said,
Suddenly, Taro's father said,
I wish I had a cup of sake.
I wish I had a cup of sake.
It would warm me
It would warm me
and do my old heart good.
and do my old heart good.
This made Taro sadder than ever,
This made Taro sadder than ever,
for the heart-warming drink called sake
for the heart-warming drink called sake
was very expensive.
was very expensive.
How do I earn more money?
How do I earn more money?
He asked himself,
He asked himself,
how do I get a little sake for my poor old father?
how do I get a little sake for my poor old father?
He decided to work harder than before.
He decided to work harder than before.
Next morning,
Next morning,
Taro jumped out of bed
Taro jumped out of bed
earlier than usual
earlier than usual
and made his way to the forest.
and made his way to the forest.
He chopped and cut,
He chopped and cut,
chopped and cut.
chopped and cut,
As the sun climbed,
as the sun climbed,
and soon he was so warm
and soon he was so warm
that he had
had
to take off his jacket.
to take off his jacket.
His mouth was dry,
His mouth was dry,
and his face was wet with sweat.
and his face was wet with sweat.
My poor old father,
My poor old father,
he thought,
he thought,
if only he was as warm as I. And with that he began to chop
and with that he began to chop
even faster,
even faster,
thinking of the extra money
thinking of the extra money
he must earn to buy the sake
he must earn to buy the sake
to warm the old man's bones.
to warm the old man's bones.
Then suddenly, Taru stopped chopping.
Taro stopped chopping.
What was that sound he heard?
What was that sound he heard?
Could it be?
Could it be?
Could it possibly be rushing water?
Could it possibly be rushing water?
Taro could not remember
Taro could not remember
ever seeing or hearing a rushing stream
ever seeing or hearing a rushing stream
in that part of the forest.
in that part of the forest.
He was thirsty.
He was thirsty.
The axe dropped out of his hands
The axe dropped out of his hand,
and he ran in the direction of the sound.
and he ran in the direction of the sound.
Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall
Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall
hidden behind a rock,
hidden behind the rock,
kneeling at a place
kneeling at a place
where the water flowed quietly.
where the water flowed quietly.
He cupped a little in his hands
He dropped a little in his hands
and put it to his lips.
and put it to his lips.
Was it water
Was it water
or was it sake?
or was it fake?
He tasted it again and again,
He tasted it again and again,
and always it was the delicious sake
and always it was the delicious fake
instead of cold water.
instead of cold water.
Taro quickly filled the pitcher
Taro quickly filled the pitcher
he had with him
he had with him
and hurried home.
and hurried home.
The old man was delighted with the sake.
The old man was delighted with the fake.
After only one swallow of the liquid,
After only one swallow of the liquid,
he stopped shivering
he stopped singing
and did a little dance
and did a little dance
in the middle of the floor.
in the middle of the floor.
That afternoon,
That afternoon,
a neighbor stopped by for a visit.
a neighbor stopped by for a visit.
Taro's father politely offered her
Taro's father politely ordered
a cup of the sake.
a cup of the sake.
The lady drank it greedily
The lady drank it greedily
and thanked the old man.
and thanked the old man.
Then Taro told her the story
Then Taro told her the story
of the magic waterfall,
of the magic waterfall,
thanking them for the delicious drink.
thanking them for the delicious drink.
She left in a hurry.
She left in a hurry.
By nightfall, she had spread the story
By nightfall, she had spread the story
throughout the whole village.
throughout the whole village.
That evening,
That evening,
there was a long procession of visitors
there was a long procession of visitors
to the woodcutter's house.
to the woodcutter's house.
Each man heard the story of the waterfall
Each man heard the story of the waterfall
and took a sip of the sake.
and took a sip of the sake.
In less than an hour,
In less than an hour,
the pitcher was empty.
the pitcher was empty.
Next morning,
Next morning,
Taro started for work even earlier
Taro started for work even earlier
than the morning before.
than the morning before.
He carried with him
He carried with him
the largest pitcher he owned,
the largest pitcher he owned,
for he intended first of all
for he intended first of all
to go to the waterfall.
to go to the waterfall.
When he reached it,
When he reached it,
he found to his great surprise
he found to his great surprise
all his neighbors there.
all his neighbors there.
They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets,
They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets,
anything they could find to hold the magic sake.
anything they
Then one villager knelt
Then one villager knelt
and held his mouth
and held his mouth
under the waterfall to drink.
under the waterfall to drink.
He drank again and again,
He drank again and again,
and then shouted
and then shouted
angrily,
angrily,
"Water!
Water!
Nothing but water."
Nothing but water.
Others also tried,
Others also tried,
but there was no fake,
but there was no fake,
only cold water.
only cold water.
"We have been tricked,"
We have been tricked,
shouted the villagers.
shouted the villagers.
"Where is Taro?
Where is Taro?
Let us drown him in this waterfall."
Let us drown him in this waterfall.
But Taro had been wise enough to sleep behind a rock. When he saw how things were going, he was nowhere to be found. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place.
Hiding place.
Was it true?
Was it true?
He wondered.
He wondered.
Was the fake a dream?
Was the fake a dream?
Once more he caught a little liquid
Once more
in his hand and put it to his lips.
and put it to his lips.
It was the same fine fake
It was the same fine fake
to the thoughtful son.
to the thoughtful son.
The magic waterfall gave the delicious fake.
The magic waterfall gave the delicious fake.
To everyone else, it gave only cold water.
It gave only cold water.
The story of Taro
The story of Taro
and his magic waterfall
and his magic waterfall
reached the Emperor of Japan.
reached the Emperor of Japan.
He sent for the young woodcutter
He sent for the young woodcutter
and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold
and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold
for having been so good and kind.
for having been so good and kind.
Then he named the most beautiful fountain
Then he named the most beautiful fountain
in the city after Taro.
in the city after Taro.
This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. Now, thank you, class. This is the end of this story.